Hey, it's Toph. There's a bunch of people talking in the background, but I'm just gonna ignore that because I'm going to finally talk about how I came with the finished product of this. So when I made the last video, this was assembled. I did not have the hammer, and I did not have the cork, and nothing was painted. If you're at that point, you would want to My dad made this hammer out of plastic, and he just melted it to make it look like this, so I can't really say much on how he assembled it entirely because I just know that it's just molding plastic that he made into the shape of a gun hammer. Definitely oversized because it's a toy gun. And then I sanded all of the plastic, covered this with tape because it's already black plastic. I don't need to put anything on that. And I also like the brown detailing. I also covered this in plastic because I didn't want to paint over this. Once the plastic was sanded efficiently so that the gesso would grab onto it, I covered the entire gun in white gesso. I guess all gesso was white, I don't know, but in gesso, which is just an acrylic primer. That seemed to work pretty well. I just went until it was opaque. Once that dried, I went over the entire gun, still keeping the tape on here, and I sprayed it with a black gloss spray paint. So, that's how I got this finish. But the cork is a different story because I didn't want just a square cork shape sticking out of the gun. I opted for, it's actually not a big chunk of cork, it's several layers. Just being an idiot now. There are several layers. And they're all different diameters, each slowly getting smaller. Well, I guess you would start by measuring the diameter of the barrel, and then you would slowly increase it, glue them all together, and then sand around it so that they're smooth and they look more like one. Even though you can still see the layers from far away, it doesn't really matter. And I did not end up putting a string on mine right here, but that's definitely an option. I'm not going to shoot now because it's going to be super loud. I'm just exhausted. It's basically how I made the gun. I sanded it, covered it with gesso, spray painted it, glued this on, and I used super glue to do basically all of the gluing. It was super glue. I tried other glues. Craft glue didn't work. Hot glue would have made too thick of a separation. You'd be able to see it, especially here. You would see the hot glue around the edges. So those are my suggestions. It's not perfect, but I like it. It works for me. I hope this was a helpful video, and thanks for watching.